How are you, Lisa?
I'm doing good, Valerie. How are you? It's a long time we haven't
Good.
seen each other in person, huh?
I know, and yeah, life is crazy with businesses and nonprofits and all the things in between.
Yeah,
So,
for
but
sure.
um, when I see something good going on in the community, and I reach out to, whoever's leading it and say, "Hey, you want to join me for a live show on Monday morning?" Yeah, usually this is at 9 a.m. and I think I'm going to change it to a little bit later Monday morning because gives people time to get their week started and maybe join us just before they head out for lunch. So
Gotcha.
um, today's Monday. I'm really excited to have Lisa with us. Lisa and I go way back. I think almost 10 years, I think it's
I
when I
think
first
so.
met you. I
Yeah,
think when I might have still been active duty. I think it's just before I retired, or
I
maybe
think it
right
was.
after. Yeah, just right
hmm
after. Lisa does all things amazing. So, Lisa, why don't you just introduce yourself to our audience, and then we'll go into talking about the event that you have coming up that I wanted
Sure.
to share with everybody.
Absolutely. So, first of all, thanks for having me. When you called, you're like, "Hey, do you want it?" And I was like, "Yes." I didn't even know what it was, but I said yes because I pretty much always say yes to you. So I am a speaker. I'm a coach. I'm a trainer. I like to say I'm a human advocate. I am someone who cares a lot about other people. And I also, on the side, I do art. That's my side hustle. But I am also the director of operations for post 9/11 veterans. And I've been doing that, man,
Time.
yeah, a long time. I started as John Robinson, who's one of the founders, had met me up at the Center Club, and he's like, "Hey, I just want to talk to you." And I was like, I remember telling him, I'll help you guys, but I don't want to be a member of the board. I just don't have time." And after working with them for like 2 or 3 months, I'm like, "All right, how do I sign up?" And I've been there ever since. So yeah,
I remember meeting John before he formed post 9/11. That's John Robinson. He's a Marine veteran for those who don't know who we're talking about. And he was just passionate about helping veterans. Wasn't quite sure how he was going to do it yet, and then all of a sudden he launched post 9/11 veterans, and
Mhm.
it's been an amazing organization doing incredible things in the community since I think was that 2015 or 2015?
I think it was 15 because I
Yeah,
want to say I've been on the board for almost 10 years now.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because I retired in 2014, so I think it was then. So, well, tell everybody like what does post 9/11 veterans do? What's their mission? And how? Yeah, we'll start there.
Okay. So first of all, post 9/11 veterans is 100% volunteer run. Nobody gets paid. Nobody takes home any salary. All of us, it's civilians and veterans are on the board. We do have one active duty on our advisory board, but it's we try to fill in the holes of everything because some of the civilians have strengths and weaknesses and connections that some of the veterans, we complement each other, in other words. And, people always say, well, you don't help any other veterans because your name is post 9/11 veterans. We do. We help any veteran, obviously. But at the time that John and Mark formed this organization, there was a really big need and a really big void for post 9/11 veterans. Things have changed quite a bit since they started the organization because a lot of guys aren't coming back now. Guys and girls have already come back, so we're kind of trying to. I hate the word pivot, but we're kind of trying to pivot with the needs of veterans, and we started a new initiative called it's our 9/11 initiative, and it's a wishes program, and it's called honoring veterans, granting wishes. And so this is something we actually kicked it off last year, but we've been so busy kind of revamping the whole board. Like half the board is turned over. It's like growth problems, which is a good thing. So we'll be relaunching that program on March the 14th, this Thursday at our event. And basically what the pillars of that program are: health, happiness, and home. So if you need help with any of those areas, you can go onto our website and fill out an application. You have to fill out the application in completion, and that means like sharing all of your papers. I think it's called the DD. Is it a DD1?
PD 214.
Yes. So you have to fill all that stuff out. You have to do a financial disclosure. We don't just hand out money to anybody. We have to know that there actually is a real need for whatever it is. But it could be anything from taking your kids on vacation to Disney, to getting the roof of your house patched, to you've run out of your money for school and you need a little bridge money. It could be any of those things, as long as there is a real need for it. And we're really proud of that. It's a recurring $9.11 contribution every month, because, I mean, Valerie, you've been in the nonprofit world for a long time, and events are hard to hold. They are hard to organize. Sometimes you don't get the financial reward that you thought you would. So we thought, all right, how can we make this easier for people? And we thought, let's try the $9.11 monthly recurring donation. And like I said, we'll be relaunching that on Thursday at the lunch. The lunch is something that we've been doing well, you spoke, I think, at the first one, didn't you, Val? The
It was
first or
the
the
first or
second one?
second one. Yeah.
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 So I think this is the fifth time we'll do it. We had to skip the COVID year, and I think we may have skipped the year after, just because people are still kind of skittish
Yeah.
with being in public. But this is our fifth one that we've done, and it is our annual Women's Veterans Lunch. And we started to do this. Carrie Clark, who is a former president, wanted to start an initiative of kind of making a community for female veterans. I mean, often veterans are lumped together for sure, but I think female veterans have some needs that maybe, the guys don't need. And maybe it's more comfortable for them. Everybody's like, oh, they've been through the army or the, service, and, they should be tough enough to talk in front of everybody. But, I mean, as women, there are things we feel more comfortable talking about with other women. And so Carrie saw that there was a missing here in the Tampa Bay area. And we started that lunch many years ago, and it's grown since then. And, every year people, like in January, people start saying, hey, are you guys doing your lunch this year? Can I get on the list? So we know it's a necessity, and we know that, I mean, we sell it out every year. And when I say sell out, that means that we have as many RSVPs as we can manage. The female veterans don't pay for a thing. This is all on us. It's based on us and our sponsors, and we have some amazing sponsors this year. We're so fortunate to have them. Without them, we couldn't hold the event.
Where is it?
Okay. So it's Thursday, March 14th from 11:30 to 2. It is at the Tampa Club. It is lunch, mimosas, dessert. We have, of course, the mayor as our keynote speaker again this year. She has been every year since its inception. Jennifer Williams will be speaking for us. We have a couple of other speakers that we're still getting all of their information, but we have a really good program. I think the ladies from the VA are going to speak again, and everyone loves hearing them because they always talk about the programs that are available to all the local female veterans here. And it's just like a really good time for everybody to come together, to meet new people, to find out what the new resources are. We've got some vendors who are going to be showing up with some of their stuff and sharing their resources. And it's just meant to be a day where they don't have to do anything, I mean, honestly, female veterans, you're one of them. Thank you. You guys deserve a whole lot more than just lunch. This is our little way of being able to say thank you to you guys and doing what we can. We'd love to make it a bigger event somewhere in the future, and hopefully we can.
I love that. And Jennifer Williams, and she's actually an Action Zone alumni. So
Okay.
Love that she's going to be there representing women veterans. And as a matter of fact, we're working to onboard her as one of our newest facilitators. So at
Nice,
Action
nice.
Zone, and she's been an
Yeah,
entrepreneur for many years. So
we're
yeah.
excited to have her speak. I mean, I'd heard so many good things about her, and then I got to speak to her myself, and I was like, okay, are you going to do this? Are you going to do this? Are you going to do this? She was like,
But
yes, yes,
yeah,
yes,
that's
yeah. So
wonderful. Yeah, there things definitely have changed over the last
mhm,
decade for post 9/11 veterans and women veterans,
so
as
much.
you mentioned. Yeah.
Mhm.
And much like you said that uh, the name post 9/11 veterans kind of box you in the organization in a corner that you only serve post 9/11 veterans. The same thing with disabled American veterans. Like you don't have to be disabled in order for them to provide services to you. So that's great. So how do you reach the veterans that are not post 9/11 veterans? What is the marketing kind of strategy to reach everybody?
Sure. We started doing some different stuff this year. Like I said, it's a grassroots thing. We're all volunteers. We have all the social media platforms. We are a member of some of the groups on Facebook that reach out to some of the other people. Plus, since some of our board members are former military, they help with making those connections. But we revamped our website and we're, doing Google ads now. We are doing some press releases with our website people and, basically just trying to get out there anywhere we can, it's like things like this, like, the
Mhm.
connections that we've made and you guys sharing this. I mean, this is really priceless for us to try and get the word out to as many people because we don't have a gigantic budget. We aren't disabled American veterans or some of those other groups. We're still very grassroots. We're a lot bigger than when you and I first met. And certainly when John and Mark were selling T-shirts, and that's how they made their money for the veterans. We have many events over the year. Over the year, we've got some annual events that we do every year, and we just try and outreach every time we are wherever we are. We will be at MacDill Air Force Air Fest. I believe that is at the end of March. So
The
we will be
20,
there.
yeah, 28th
Yeah,
and
the end
29th,
like
I
that.
believe.
I think so. So we'll be there. We'll have a booth up there. We'll be volunteering to help with some stuff up there. So we're hoping to get in front of a lot of people at that event because we're really just trying to let people know, hey, for $9.11 a month, you can
Yeah,
make a tremendous difference in a
yeah.
veteran's life.
Well, and speaking of Jennifer, she's on. So hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Jennifer.
Yeah. Yeah, so the women veterans thing, I think that many uh, because the number of women that serve is obviously very disproportionate to the number of men that serve in the military,
Mhm.
and it's becoming more of a discussion about the medical challenges that women who've served. Is much different than men, and
Mhm.
I think it's great, to be able to pull the women together because some of them probably didn't even realize what they were
Yeah,
experiencing may be tied to their military service. And unless you're talking to other women, or sometimes
right.
even the doctors don't really talk about that, that might
Mhm.
be service connected. So I really appreciate having a platform or this camaraderie where the women can get together and safely, comfortably talk about, you know, some of
Right.
those things. I'm actually, Felicia Pecora. Yeah,
Yeah.
she and I are starting, and Brenda Marrero. Uh, uh, she's a military family member. Her mother was in
Mhm.
CIA. Anyway, we're starting a podcast called Can't Make This Shit Up. And it's specifically for women. Well, I've had this vision since 2015 to have this podcast for women veterans to come talk about all the funny stories that we experience, the funny moments we experience in service, the kind of things where you go behind, the leaders go in the office, shut the door, and it's like, oh, I can't make this shit up. Let me tell you what this private did, or Michael June Sargent's driving me crazy. I can't make this shit up. And that idea was born out of I my first company, if you remember, was a veteran staffing company, and
Mhm.
all of the negative stereotypes of veterans, do they have PTSD? Can they assimilate to the company
Right.
culture? Are they gonna, are they employable? Are they gonna be able to take orders? And when I stopped telling people I'm Valerie the veteran, I'm gonna help you hire veterans, whenever it would come out organically, I would get this look like, "Oh, you're a veteran? Well, you seem normal." And I was like, what
Wow.
does that mean? You know? Um, so I wanted to, start a platform where we could laugh. We could laugh about the funny things.
Mhm.
And, the conversations will go dark, and, we'll talk about some of those horrible things. But at the end of the day, we just want to laugh. We want to laugh.
I think that's really important because I mean, obviously I've never been I'm not enlisted, I'm not a veteran. But I have heard some of the stories and seen some of the connections made at our women's brunch. And, when they see the light go off, when they're talking, when someone's talking and they go, "Oh my gosh, that's the same thing I went through." I think it makes them feel a lot less alone and makes them realize, hey, I am connected to this community. There are people I can reach out to. I don't have to do this by myself, and I can get help if I need it. And that's what I love so much about this event is making those connections for people, sharing the resources with them to help them deal with the challenges that they deal with now as being a civilian. I mean,
Mhm.
I can't even imagine because I don't have a point of reference. But when I see what these people are talking about, and some of the things we talk about are sensitive and like you said, dark, and it's something that we're really proud of to be able to make that connection for the female veterans here locally.
Yeah, well, appreciate it. Even now, I've been retired. If you could believe this, I've been retired 10 years this year, Lisa.
I can't believe it. I can't
I'm like,
believe it.
wow. But even now, 2024, I was just talking to a young woman, and she has been out of the military, I want to say 12 years. And she just recently realized that she was a veteran. Yes. And
Wow.
I was like, how is that possible? I have one of my dearest friends. She and I have been like, she's been one of my best friends for 15 years. She retired from the army before I did, and she still doesn't quite identify as being a veteran. And I'm like, why? She said, because I never deployed. And I was like, you have a DD 214. Even if you didn't uh, leave service with honorable discharge, if you have a DD 214, you are a veteran. Male,
Mhm.
female, I mean, just you're a veteran. And I think efforts like Post 9/11 Women Veterans Lunch and Can't Make This Shit Up podcast is opportunities for women veterans to be like, oh, well, maybe I am a veteran, or
Mhm.
I should be proud to say that I was a veteran and take advantage of the benefits and the resources that are available to you. So
100%. Yeah, totally.
yeah, really appreciate that. Well, I know you have another thing coming up, but if you all don't know Lisa Demmi and you don't follow her and you don't listen to her videos and her reels and all the things, I haven't seen you post any. You mentioned you're an artist. I haven't seen any of your sneakers being posted recently, but really cool. Lisa is amazing. She's wise. She's funny, and she's just good people. So appreciate your dedication over all of these years to post 9/11 veterans, the veterans in the community, and tell them again about Thursday's event. Um, Still time to
Mhm.
sign up, right?
Yes, I don't have to give them a final count until tomorrow morning. So it's this Thursday, March the 14th from 11:30 till 2 p.m. It is at the Tampa Club, downtown Tampa. Um, it's lunch, mimosas, fellowship, great speakers. Mayor Jane Castor and Jennifer Williams are two of them. And I mean, we just want to be able to say, hey, here's something for you guys. And it's truly been an honor for me to be on this board and to be able to give back in a very little way. but it is giving back. And I've found so much amazing stories in this world, and just am thrilled to be able to be a little part of it.
Well, we are honored to have people like you to support the veteran community in the Tampa Bay area. So, how do people get a hold of Post 9/11 if they want to participate or donate?
So if you want to participate, you can reach out to me, Lisa, at it's Lisa D as in dog at post 911, the numbers 911 veterans.org. If you want to donate, you can go to our website at post911veterans.org. There are two ways to donate. You can do a one-time donation, or you can do the 911 monthly recurring donation. We'd appreciate that.
All right, awesome. Before we leave, a couple of announcements. Jennifer says, I need to be on your podcast. Yes, Jennifer, you will definitely be on the podcast. So everybody that follows us regularly knows Greg Fallon in VetNet, but he is having a St. Patrick's Day celebration at his office, Edward Jones' office in St. Pete. So if you're interested in participating, that's going to be Thursday, March 14th from 4 to 8, but you have to RSVP by today. So if you're interested, hit me up, Valerie at actionzonetampa.com, and I'll get you connected with Greg. We have still taking applications for our next in-person cohort that starts 6th April. Very excited about that. So go to actionzone.org and you will be able to fill in the application. A couple of workshops we have coming up, pop up like a professional, the art and science of being a pop-up vendor, um, delivered by our very own April Caldwell, founder of Faven. That's March 21st at noon at the Entrepreneur Collaborative Center. We also have steps to franchise ownership. So if you want to own a franchise, you're interested in learning how to franchise your business, Thursday, April 11th at 10 a.m. again at the Entrepreneur Collaborative Center. Of course, you can check out the ECC calendar for all the amazing workshops they have there. Our FAVOB Tampa, let's see, doing business with school districts. That's virtual FAVOB this week, March 14th. If you're not going to the post 9/11 Women Veterans lunch, you can participate in that. And FAVOB Tampa has their after hours Wednesday, March 27th from 6 to 8. And that also is at the Entrepreneur Collaborative Center. Man, Lynn Croson and the ECC, they're doing all the things, all the things. I love it. So again, Lisa, thank you so much. Love you, girl. And hopefully I'll get to see you in person soon so I can give you a hug.
We got to make that happen. Thanks for having me.
All right.
All
Take
right.
care. Thanks. Bye.
Bye, guys.